What's up guys? Welcome to Creator Office Hours by Nikkinfo, where I answer your questions about how to make it as a creator as someone who has worked at YouTube and Instagram for the past 2 years. So let's dive into the first question out of these as concise as possible, so you get as much value as possible. Alright, first question, what's the best way to launch a YouTube channel especially with no external traffic? Make sure you follow the 5-video rule, which is the rule that I actually talked about YouTube to my friend, then he gave me the idea how to grow channel. So when you're starting a channel, the biggest mistake everyone makes is they launch the channel with nothing on it or just one video. Don't do that to come on. Think about it this way, right? Watch time matters. And so if you are telling people go watch this thing, and there's nothing for them to watch, or there's nothing for them to latch onto, you are telling you to. This is a channel that isn't gonna retain people very long. And so when we launch a channel, we launch it with 5 videos so that way people go on a significant watch time journey in the first week period. So that way it tells you to wow, this is a great channel that's going to get people to watch and they're going to be really engaged. And it shows your audience that you're committed to it too. So don't launch with one video like most YouTubers do. Instead launch with 5 videos, and on top of that, I'd say make sure those 5 videos are slightly different styles and formats. While still you can relate it to your niche, so you can experiment with what resonates the most and double down on that for your next 5 videos and so forth. Next question. How do I make videos consistently if I have a job and family? Right, this is something I've thought about a lot while it's making content during my off time while working in Instagram and YouTube. And the biggest advice I can give is batch production, scheduled release. You're working a job if you're gonna spend time with family. You want to make sure you're not context switching too much between that and being creative and getting in flow state, because if you don't, you're just waking up thinking about video ideas are not going to be that good. Instead, I recommend taking time to batch your production. Spend time once a week really thinking about different ideas, scripting them out, and try and do 3 or 4 in one sitting. And then if you can do another time, so you could take care of the production of it, and that way you batch it all together, and then schedule the release. So let's say once a week, you batch the production, which I would do on Sunday nights when I was working my day jobs or wasn't on their time. And then I scheduled a release during the week in the mornings before my job started. So I think about it like that: batch production, schedule release. Next question. How do you try a new viewer? Search is going to be your best friend, especially when you are trying to get initial traffic, and a great way to get content that feeds into search traffic is to use Google Trends and use it in a way that most people don't. So go to translate google.com filter by YouTube search instead of web search, type in the words related to your niche and see which one is highest and start making content around that first. And to make it even easier, Buddy has a great tool which you just plug in that shows your search volume, the competition for that search term, and overall score for any search term right when you put into YouTube, which can be super helpful in helping decide what to make content about to build your initial audience. Next question. How do I tell better stories? Alright, follow this 4-step process to tell better stories: intro, problem, solution, outro. And this is actually a process that Nas daily uses obsessively to grow to 30 million followers across social media. The intro is the hook. And then comes a problem, solution, and opera, which could sound like this. Did you know that the United Arab Emirates is one of the driest countries in the world? How do they drink? That's a problem. Yeah. And you never thought about this problem ever in your life. But now you are interested in the solution to that problem. Then you walk them through the solution 12,345, and then there's always an outro, there's always a call to action, which is this is really not about the Emirates or the drinking or the water or whatever. This is about water conservation all around the world and including you, so you got to make it a little bit personal. And in that outro, it's key that you bring it back to the viewer. So if you tell a story about water conservation Emirates, for example, then should think about how to conserve water in your own life, so the viewer ties it back to their day-to-day. Next question. How can I improve my phone's camera quality without buying the newest iPhone? Alright, go to settings, camera, and increase the resolution to 4K because the default is usually much lower than that. And then when filming, try to use the back of the phone camera, which is much better than the front. And in bonus tip, you are posting on Instagram, hit the 3 lines button, go to settings, account data usage and turn on high quality uploads, which is most usually toggled. That's all the questions for this edition of Creator Office Hours by TuBuddy. Make sure to comment below your questions. I'll go through them all and answer the best ones in next month's edition, so you guys